The sun had barely risen when two nurses entered Kojo's hospital room. "Mr. Kojo," one of them said gently, "it's time." Amma's heart began to race. She stood beside her father, trying to smile even though tears filled her eyes. Kojo reached out and found her hand. "My daughter, if today is the day God chooses to open my eyes, the first face I want to see is yours." Amma could no longer hold back her tears. She hugged him tightly. "And when you open your eyes, Father, I'll be right here waiting for you." The nurses slowly wheeled Kojo toward the operating theater. Amma stood in the hallway watching until the doors closed. The bright red light above the operating room turned on. Surgery in progress. Every second felt like an hour. Mr. Johnson sat beside Amma. "My child," he said softly, "have faith." But Amma couldn't speak. She folded her hands and prayed with all her heart. "Dear God, I've never asked you for riches. I've never asked you for a big house. I've never asked you for an easy life. I only ask for one thing. Please let my father see again." Hours passed. Doctors and nurses walked in and out of the hallway. Amma's eyes never left the operating room door. Finally, the red light went off. The door slowly opened. The chief surgeon stepped outside. His face was calm. Amma's legs trembled. "Doctor, how is my father?" The doctor smiled. "The operation was successful." Amma froze. For a moment she couldn't breathe. Then tears of joy streamed down her face. She fell to her knees, thanking God. Mr. Johnson lifted her up and embraced her like his own daughter. "But," the doctor continued, "we won't know the full result until we remove the bandages tomorrow." That night felt even longer than the first. Amma sat beside her father's bed, holding his hand until morning. As the first rays of sunlight entered the room, the doctor returned with two nurses. "It is time." The bandages were slowly removed. Kojo blinked several times. At first, everything was blurry. Then the room slowly came into focus. The doctor smiled. "What can you see?" Kojo looked around in amazement. I can see the light." His eyes searched the room until they stopped on a young girl standing before him, with tears running down her cheeks. For the first time in many years, he saw his daughter's face. "Amma, my little girl, so this is what you've looked like all these years." Amma burst into tears and ran into her father's arms. "I've missed your eyes, Father." Kojo gently touched her face. "You've grown into a beautiful young woman." The room filled with tears. Even the nurses wiped their eyes. Mr. Johnson quietly stepped outside, looked toward the sky and whispered, "Thank you, Lord." Little did they know, this miracle was only the beginning of an even greater blessing that would soon change not only their family, but the entire village. To be continued in Scene 8